Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to continue right along with the Silverado build. This is going to be episode 6, and we're going to continue right along with bolting on the rear main cover and installing the flex plate, get this motor prepped to swap it out in the truck. Stick around, see what we get into. I've got the cherry picker hooked up on the engine stand here. I've got to get the engine off of the engine stand so that I can get to this rear main seal cover. I'm going to take this cover off. I've got a brand new one. I'm going to replace the rear main seal. We're going to go ahead and get the flywheel put on here, and probably go ahead and bolt the transmission and the torque converter on as well. Okay, I got my rear cover off. And here it is down here on the floor. And here's our broken bolt right there. So, lesson learned. Remember, it's 106 inch-pounds on that rear cover there. LOL. Yeah, blooper. I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up a little bit, right around this this seam here, or the seal, whatever. I'm gonna wipe it down with some carb cleaner, wipe off my mating surface here, and I'll get out the new gasket, put it on there, and get everything, put a little bit of RTV, some gasket down here on this edge here, in the bottom corner, and probably across that edge there as well, just to make sure for good measure. And this is my new rear main cover with the seal already pressed in. Nice clean piece. Nice looking gasket. Brand new. Just gonna clean the surface off here and apply my gasket maker to the back here before I put the gasket on also, and put it on the bottom as well. Okay, I've now got all my bolts put in by hand, including the bottom two for the oil pan. It is important to note that these rear cover bolts are 18 foot-pounds, and then the bottom two are 106 inch-pounds, which is roughly around 9 foot-pounds. So it's also important to note that the bottom bolts need to be tightened first to pull the cover down tight to the oil pan, and then set the surrounding bolts. So I'm going to go ahead and get the bottom torqued first to 106 inch or 9 foot-pounds first, and then I'm going to get the other ones at 18. Alright, I got my flex plate attached to the back of the motor. It's not bolted in yet, it's just sitting there in place, lined up with the holes and all that. I'm going to be reusing my flex plate bolts. I'm going to add a little bit of Loctite on the bolts. I'm going to run them in by hand, and I believe the first torque spec is going to be 13 foot-pounds. Let's go have a look at the specs. Okay, so flywheel flex plate bolts. The first round is 15 foot-pounds. The second round is 37 foot-pounds, and then the final round is 74 foot-pounds. So I'm going to go ahead in this sequence and get all that done, and you can watch. Flexplate bolted on there. Final torque spec was going to be 74 foot-pounds. I'm going to put the motor back on the engine stand, and with the exception of a couple of miscellaneous sensors and stuff, I think I'm going to be tackling all that when I put the motor in the truck. After a lot of anticipation and a little bit of waiting and careful planning, my day is finally here. It is like 6 o'clock in the morning. Got the truck behind me, getting ready to snatch the motor out. It's going to be a hot day today, so I'm trying to get at it a little bit early before it gets super hot. I may break it up into a couple days. Try to get it done today, though. Hopefully get this motor in and out. Here we got the motor on the cherry picker. I'll just roll it out here in a little bit. Before I put it in the truck, I'm going to put the transmission on it, put the torque converter on it. So I'm going to get everything disassembled, take off the intake, take off the cover, take off the exhaust, transmission cross member, drive shaft. I'm going to leave the power steering pump, set it to the side, and I'm going to leave the AC and set it to the side. That way I don't have to worry about you know, draining stuff and fill back up and recharge the AC. So this should be fun. Let's get to it. Alright boys, we are halfway into this. I don't got time to sit here and babysit the camera, so got the passenger side exhaust is removed entirely, intake manifold out, most of the accessories off the front, actually all the accessories off the front. I am now on the driver's side, about to take off the exhaust on the driver's side, and then I'm going to take off the coil brackets, and I'll start taking the rest of the harness out, drape it over the side, and transmission cross member will be taken down, and I will loosen the bolts on this set of motor mounts for this motor. We can start trying to get this thing up in the air. Making progress. Alright guys, I am done for the day. It is hot. It's hot. I'm beat. I don't have hardly any fluids in me. I'm freaking sunburnt. I didn't have a whole lot of help. I did have a buddy come over and help me at the last minute to get the actual motor out. I tried to record it with the camera. Unfortunately, the camera in the sunlight, it is so hot outside that it killed the camera. The camera overheated. It didn't want to work, so I walked over to it twice, reset it, and it was done. So it is what it is. Here we are. Got the drivetrain out of there. Truck all sitting janky looking. There you go. Got the back higher than the front. Had to lower the front down just a little bit. The oil pan was catching on the cross member down there, so I had to get under it with a floor jack it up to clear the cross member. Got it up and over that, and then we started jacking up, and the top of the motor was gouging into the back of that engine bay insulation. So anyway, got that all handled. It's done. So got it out. We're gonna leave it like it is for today. Got it sitting over here. The plans for this thing is gonna be clean it up. I'm gonna get some new seals in the transmission. Redo some seals in this motor. Probably put a cam in it, some springs. Maybe a new timing set or something like that. Probably another intake manifold, maybe TBSS, I don't know. But I'll sell this motor and get some money back. And this guy is going to be going in very soon. I think tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead tomorrow and get my fluids and stuff and get this thing together and start putting it together. The fluids just arrived on the Amazon truck, so I'll have to put the torque converter on tomorrow. That's part of the reason why I'm not doing it today, is because everything just got here. I'm kind of beat. So yeah, I'm gonna throw a torque converter on tomorrow, throw the transmission on tomorrow, and start dropping it in the truck tomorrow. So done for tonight. All right guys, it's a new day. I'm back in the garage, getting ready to get at it. I'm gonna go ahead and take a couple of the accessories off of the old motor, miscellaneous stuff, and I'm gonna start putting my new sensors on here, get this thing picked up on the cherry picker, and get it kind of buttoned up a little bit. And then I'm going to add my fluid to the torque converter, prime it, and get that thing put on the transmission. And then I'm going to put the transmission on the motor. So after I get all that put on here, that bad boy is going in the truck. Let's get started. Alright, I got some stuff bolted on here. Got the starter put on, got the bracket for the AC compressor, got some sensors on, the oil block plate there. Got my steam vents on also, put those on. I've got this this crank pulley on. Moving on, let's get into our new Circle D torque converter. Again, this is a 3200 stall. I've had it for a while. I haven't opened it. I just now cut the seams, and I haven't opened this box. Let's have a look inside. Hell yeah! I get a t-shirt. Damn, I'm afraid to touch it. I don't want to get it greasy. Let's see what we got here. Circle D. I guess they just send everybody large shirts. This is a large. I wear an extra large, so I won't be able to wear this. Any of my buddies out there have a any of my buddies out there that wear a large and want a Circle D t-shirt, I guess I'll give that away. Somebody can have that. Too small for me, I'm a little chunky. We also have torque converter installation tips. So I guess that's our paperwork. If anybody wants this, they can have it as well. And let's look at the good stuff. Comes with new converter bolts and our converter itself. Shiny and pretty down there. Got cap back on there. Alright, I'm going to get this thing pulled out, get it primed, and let's put this thing on the transmission. I got me some little stickers too, how about that?
Please dance.
Alright, well, I have the transmission mounted to the motor. It's in the air here. I was getting ready to tighten my Flexplate bolts. There's Flexplate, and the bolt would go through that hole right there, and there's a torque converter on the back side that needs, that's the bolt hole is, you could see the threads just inside there. That's where the torque converter is. It comes with 3 bolts to bolt into that. This is an aftermarket torque converter. If I slide over here to the old motor, it appears this Flexplate is meant to go with that torque converter. So I guess that means it's time to take the transmission back off the motor, take the Flexplate off the back of the motor, and then come over to this other motor and remove the torque converter and the Flexplate, and take that Flexplate and put it back on this motor, reinstall the torque converter and the transmission back on the motor. This is a 2-hour setback. Let me tell you, it sucks not having an extra pair of hands to help somebody out. Motor swaps by yourself, fun. Oh, happy day, oh, happy day. Look at this, look at this. Look at this. See them bolts? You see that right there? You see that? This is the new flywheel off the other motor. And these bolt holes line up perfectly. There we go. See that hole there? And that hole there. That hole there. Perfect. Alright. Put this thing back together. What a pain. Guys, it is hot. Look at this sweat on my forehead. Look at this. You see that? I've had like 8 bottles of water today. It's freaking hot out here. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around. If you like the content, be sure to click that like button and also consider subscribing so you'll be notified of future content being released. If you have a question or comment, drop it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. You're watching DIY Dozier. Share the knowledge, share the passion, share the skill, and as always, do it yourself.